Now we'll start with Module 1B, cost centers and cost unit. Now before understanding cost center, let us understand what is the cost accounting. Now we have already studied that the cost accounting means to ascertain the cost of the product. Now we are mainly concerning with ascertaining the cost of the product. Now when we determine the cost, we come across the lot of divisions, departments, sections. So we have to identify this cost with reference to all these divisions, departments and sections. Now this cost center is defined as per the accounting standard, cost accounting standard, that is CAS 1 on classification of cost. Under this standard, the cost center is defined as any unit of an entity selected with a view to accumulating all cost under that unit. So here what we do is first we identify the centers and then we find out what are the respective costs for that center. Now what are those centers? The unit can be division, department, section, group of plants and machinery, or group of employees, or combination of several units. So once we identify the cost center, we accumulate all the cost in that cost center and then we start analyzing how the costs are incurred in that particular center. Now let us read further. Cost centers may also be classified into broad types: operating cost center and support service cost center. Now what is the meaning of this? In cost accounting, the basic function is a production. So when we carry out a production, we are incurring expenses. Those expenses are generally called as operating cost. So this is the one section where we incur the cost. Now when the operating section is working, they require a support of some service centers also. For example, for the purpose of utility or for the purpose of services, they are dependent on service units. So this operating center, which we call as a production centers, are taking a services of other centers. Now here the cost accounting standard says that you can classify as operating cost center and support service cost center. Now this is the broad classifications. But let us go through a basic cost centers that we form. So there are different types of a cost center. Basically we can form four types of a cost center: production cost center, second one is service cost center, and in addition to this we can have the cost center based on person. So personal cost center, and second one is impersonal cost center. Now let us understand what are the meanings of this. First one is production cost center. Now what it consists? It consists activity of engaging wherein the products are manufactured or products processed. This includes an assembly area. So we are talking about the pure production or manufacturing place. So we can identify this as a cost center. So that a production place, whatever expenses are incurred, we will accumulate all those expenses and that place will charge to the production. So whenever any expenses are incurred, we purely say that this is incurred for manufacturing a product. This is incurred for production. So this place, a production place, is called as a cost center. We can call it as production cost center. Now another is service cost center. Now it consists activity wherein the services are provided or rendered. It covers the activity to production cost center towards maintenance, purchase departments, store units, to other cost centers. What does it mean? We are carrying out a production activity that we have classified as a production cost center. But for this production cost center, they require certain services. Now these services are rendered from some other place. That other place or unit is called as service center. So whatever expenses you incur in a service center, we are centralizing, we are accumulating that cost, and we are saying that this is service cost center. Now what is the role of the service cost center? They are mainly providing services. They are providing services to production cost. So they are indirectly helping a production cost for carrying out their production activity. But when we classify the cost centers, we will classify one as a production center and another as a service center. So this way there is a classification for a production and another classification is for service. Now next one is personal cost center. Now why this classification is required? Now this is a special classifications we are doing on the basis of person or group of persons. There are certain activity which becomes a very essential and to identify what are the costs incurred on a specific person or group of persons. Now this place, a workplace where a persons and group of persons are all costs incurred on these are accumulated together and that is called as a personal cost center. Another classification is also there, impersonal cost center. Now here the classification is for other than persons. Now what are the categories under which these classifications can be done? So let us see what this consists of. This consists of an impersonal nature. It's like branch, department, place of sales promotion, place of distribution. So sometimes it becomes a very important thing for us to identify what are the costs we are incurring for the special things like at a particular branch. So we'll take that as an impersonal cost center, a branch as a cost center. We'll accumulate all the cost at the branch and we'll come to know what are the expenses incurred in the branch. Similarly, a specific department can be identified. And if the department is identified and we intend to have the cost center there, then we can call that department cost center and we can accumulate all expenses incurred in that department so that this cost can be compared or this can be studied in detail. Similarly, you can have the specific equipments or say plants which are required. Now you are spending lot of money on this. So we require to identify this also as a cost center as a special case. So in that cases, we identify that equipments, machinery as a cost center and whatever expenses we incur on that, it is accumulated at that place. So this becomes a cost center which are of a impersonal nature. So how many cost centers are there? Absolutely speaking, there are mainly two cost centers which even the cost accounting standard recommends. First one is production cost center and second one is service cost center. What is the production cost center? The production cost center means the place where we are carrying out the production or manufacturing activity. Here, all costs related to production and manufacturing activity are taken together and all costs are charged to this particular center called as a production cost center. Then what is the second we have learned is service cost center. Now this service cost center gives a services to the production cost center. So but this service cost center is separated from the production and all expenses incurred in this service cost center are called as a service cost center expenses. So these are the main two categories which we are having. A further category we have done is personal cost center and impersonal cost center. A personal cost center when the person or group of person expenses becomes a prime expenses and when we want to have the proper control of that, we can make a personal cost center for person or group of persons. So all costs are accumulated there. Not only the human, but other cost centers also can be created which we call as impersonal cost center. Now what comes under the impersonal cost center? It can be based on the location. It can be based on the location means as a branch or department or the sales department, distribution. So we can identify independent of that as a cost center and all expenses incurred in that can be accumulated under the name of that specific cost center. So this way, cost centers can be created, mainly production and service. Beyond that, personal and impersonal cost centers. Now let us see once again what is the criteria for this. Cost is accumulated on the following criteria. As we have studied, it can be a division, it can be a section, it can be a department, it can be a group of plant and machinery, which we have studied in impersonal cost centers, group of person or employees, which we have studied in personal cost centers, or we can make the combination of this. So divisions, along with that we can have the plant and machinery or equipments. So this way the cost centers are created and then the costs are accumulated. Now let us come to the next part in this module. The second part is cost unit. When we talk about the cost unit, unit is a word which is used to understand a measure, that is a volume. So whenever any production is carried out, there is a measure of counting that production. Now let us first look at the definition of the unit cost, what we also call as a cost unit, and then we'll see the lots of examples of these cost units. Now again, this cost unit is defined under the cost accounting standard CAS 1, which is there on classification of cost. How it is defined under the standard? Let us see that. Cost unit is a form of measurement of volume of production of a product or a service. Cost unit is generally adopted on the basis of convenience and practice in the industry concerned. So what is the main purpose of the understanding the cost unit is we measure something. So let us say when we manufacture a sugar, we call it as a per kilogram. So this kilogram is a measure. So when we are say let us say extracting a oil, so we'll say oil per liter. So that liter is a measure. So like this, whenever you carry out any production activity, we have to measure a unit. So we have to identify what is the cost unit for a specific industry. Now this rule is even applicable to the service industry, where we can calculate what is the cost of running a vehicle per kilometer per passenger. So like this, there are a per unit that you have to calculate. Now let us go beyond this. Now this cost unit is generally divided into two parts. In first part, it is very simple. A simple means a single unit is there. In second part, we are going to study that these units are slightly complex, wherein the multiple units are there. So let us understand these two parts. First one is simple unit. It is the use of a single standard or unit of measurement of a product manufactured, such as per meter, per piece, per kilogram, per gallon, per quintal, per ton. So you might have come to know from this that there is a specific measure for every industry. So as we discussed for sugar, we cannot calculate in liters, we have to calculate in kilograms only. So like you are manufacturing say vehicles, automobile. Will you say automobile per kilogram? The answer is no. That is not the cost unit. Then for vehicle, the cost unit is per unit or say per number. So if you are manufacturing one vehicle, you will sell one number. So the quantity here is cost unit here is per unit or say per number. Now let us go for the next where it is not possible to calculate with a single unit. And there you have to use the two units together to understand what is the cost unit. So two types of units you are using. Units means at presently we are talking about the meter, piece, kilogram, gallon, quintal, ton. Those are the units. But a single unit is not sufficient. You have to use the multiple units. So let us first read these lines. It is a combination of two simple units such as per passenger kilometer. Here talking about the transport industry. We are carrying a passengers. So first one is that we are running a bus. So per kilometer, what is the cost of running a bus that you have to calculate? But in a bus, we do not carry only one passenger. We cannot charge the whole money from that passenger. Say there are 40 passengers in a bus, and let us say per kilometer cost of running a bus is 40 rupees. So will you cover this 40 rupees from one person? The answer is no. If there are 40 passengers, then we'll divide this 40 rupees per kilometer cost by number of passengers. We will get per passenger per kilometer. So answer would be 1 rupee is the cost of per passenger per kilometer. So from every passenger, we will cover or collect minimum 1 rupee so that we can earn a profit. Now this way, here the two units are used. One is per passenger, means per person, and at the same time per kilometer. So that is the second unit used. And these two units are combined together, and then only we get the relevant answer. What is the cost per passenger per kilometer? Similarly, per ton per kilometer. So when you are carrying a goods, we'll say per ton per kilometer. When you are carrying a person or human beings, we'll call per passenger per kilometer. So these are the two types or what we call as the parts of the cost unit. First one is simple unit. Second one is composite unit or complex unit. Now let us see these measures. Now it will be very easy for us to understand. If any product is counted in terms of weight, generally the weight is taken as tons. Now in cost accounting, we are talking about a big industry. So we will not go for a very small measure. As far as possible, we try to take a higher measure. So what is the higher measure here? Instead of saying kilograms, we'll talk about 1000 kilograms, what we call as a tons. But nothing is wrong if you are taking a kilograms also, because there are certain industry where the value of the goods are very high. So in that case, instead of ton, we can count in kilograms also. But this is merely to understand what the cost unit is. So what the cost unit is, whenever any product is valued with reference to its weight, the unit is tons. Similarly, if suppose cost unit is calculated in area, so for example you are painting a room. So if you are painting a room, you will talk about the area. So square feet, square meter. So that would be the unit, that would be the cost unit. If something is calculated in terms of number, then we'll say pieces. If something is calculated in terms of length, obviously we'll take as meters. We will take as inches, depending on the value of the goods. If the value is very costly and generally nobody purchases in meters, then we can go for a smaller measure like inches. Now next one is, if suppose the product is calculated in terms of time, let us say professional services we give, so there we measure in terms of time, how much time we are consuming. So there the calculation or the cost unit is hours. When it is calculated in volume, volume means liters. Now here oil, which is calculated with volume, so we can take liters, and such similar other cost units can be applied. This is just a few examples of the cost units we are having. Now let us come to examples. Three columns are there: industry product, then unit measure, and last one is cost unit, where we say which type of a unit cost is used. Now industry product, cement industry, where the measure is metric ton. Next one is oil industry. Here two measures are possible. One is in kiloliters, another is metric ton. Now we are talking about the industry, so we are taking a higher measure. Rather than saying a kilograms, we are saying ton. Rather than saying we are liters, we are saying kiloliters. In a paper mill, what is the measure unit? It is calculated in kilograms. In automobile industry, number of vehicles. Brick works, what is the measure? Per 1000 units. We do not calculate in kilograms. So 1000 bricks, what is the cost? So the measure is per 1000 units. For sugar industry, the measure is metric ton. For transportation, here we are using a composite units per ton per kilometer. Similarly, in passenger travel also, we use per passenger per kilometer. Now, what is the need of using a composite unit? Because let us say in passenger travel, we are running a bus, so there is a cost to us running a bus. So we'll calculate what is the cost of running a bus per kilometer. But in this bus, only one passenger is not traveling. There are many passengers. So let us say there are 40 passengers traveling in a bus. So whatever cost we are incurring for running a bus for 1 kilometer, this 1 kilometer cost is for 40 passengers. So what is the cost to be borne by a single passenger? That is calculated as per passenger per kilometer. Here two units are used. One is per passenger, another unit is per kilometer. So more than one unit is used, that is two units are used, so it is called as composite unit. So this is the main measure, and working is required when we are preparing a cost sheet. We require a unit column also. The unit column, we have to identify what is the measure, and accordingly we can prepare a cost sheet also. Now this was the end of cost centers and cost unit, our module number 1B on cost centers and cost unit. Thank you very much.